How is it going, guys? Drew Peacock here, back with a subscriber build battle. Last episode, I gave you guys a heads up, gave you guys a little bit warning. Hey, man, I'm going to make a subscriber build battle. You guys submitted some badass cars to my Gmail, so I'm very excited to record this episode. I picked your guys' cars, put them in a completely random order, and now we're going to go ahead and I get to choose which ones I would prefer. If you haven't seen one of these videos in the past, I'm going to make it very simple and break down the rules. I have a car given to me at the beginning of the video. Let's say it's sponsored by mommy and daddy, okay? I then have to put it head to head against another car. Based on what I can see, I have to pick which one I would prefer, whether it be performance or appearance. Whichever one I would prefer, I have to pick. I cannot keep the same car for the full episode because that would be boring. So after about 3 cars, I have to get rid of it and pick the next car randomly. It's kind of like hitting the mystery box in Call of Duty. You don't know what you're going to get. So anyways, let's go ahead and dive right in. Hopefully you guys made it into this episode. Here we go, our first car, a Chevy Cruze. Let's say this is a hand-me-down from mommy and daddy. I'm assuming mommy got a little bit tired of having a slow-ass car. She was tired of getting gapped on the way to the grocery store every day, so she gave this to us. Good little hand-me-down car. It's a good entry-level car. You could do some little modifications to it, but nothing too crazy. You're never going to win any races, so the insurance company's happy. Mommy and daddy's happy that you're safe. And I guess you're happy cruising around in this thing. I mean, it's better than some cars, I guess. Would I prefer it? No, but it's a hand-me-down, so we're going to have to go ahead and take it. So let's see what this Chevy Cruze goes up against next. What does the banner say? Something modified? I don't even want to fucking know. Anyways, let's see what it goes up against. A Genesis, and I feel like this one's been in my videos before. It looks very familiar, and this one is a little stancy boy. I can tell it's on airlift because the front lip is intact. The support struts aren't doing jack shit. I guarantee those canards aren't doing much either. It's a good photo, though. It's a good photo shoot car, 100%, you know? The color really pops. The fitment is just eye candy. The rear end looks good. The only thing I would do is just maybe take off the bullshit stickers, but, you know, it ain't my car in real life, so I ain't gonna really modify it. Not a bad car, though. Not a bad car for sure. Which one would I pick between this and the Cruze? Obviously, I would pick this. I'm not a huge stance boy, but if you're gonna pick a stancy boy Genesis over like a wannabe stancy boy Cruze, I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Genesis. I think most people can agree with me on that one. Let's see if you guys are on the same page. Genesis versus Mazda 3. I don't know if this is a silver or like a blue or gray. It looks really nice. I like the bronze wheels. Offset license plate is a little bit too high schooler for me. Personally, whenever I see that, it just lets me know you're probably a teenager still. The rear end looks basic. You got a Cobb license plate frame. Lets everyone know that there's probably not much done to this car. It looks practical, I'll give it that. It doesn't look like it's slammed to the floor. He's not going for some crazy car show stuff. It's probably a really fun canyon car and a really fun daily driver. But I think the Genesis just beats it. I think the Genesis, looks-wise, looks a little bit more out there. And I feel like you could still have fun in the Genesis since it is on air ride, it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with the Genesis. Let's move on. Genesis has one dub underneath this badge. Let's see if it can beat this WRX. I don't know if that's a red intercooler. If it is, that has to be the ugliest thing I have ever seen, especially on a blue WRX with bronze wheels. Is it red or orange? What is that? It is disgusting. Look, oh, it's gold. It's like a gold bronze color. Ugh. At least make it color match your wheels or something. God, that's just like the biggest like no for me. It's just an eyesore. I don't know. I think the Genesis still beats this car, even though I feel like this car is a bit more fun and it looks like it's got a lot going on underneath the hood. I don't know if I can get past that intercooler. It's just so goddamn butt ugly. Like, the Genesis isn't 100% beautiful either, okay? These support rods ain't doing jack shit. The stickers on the back are a little bit cringy, but at least the intercooler doesn't look like an offer-up special. I'm gonna have to stick with the damn Genesis. I have no choice. I would have normally picked the WRX. I think if the WRX had a normal colored intercooler, I would have picked it. But I guess the WRX forgot to brush its teeth today, so it's got some hot-ass breath. I'm gonna have to stick with that Genesis, man. Fresh mint. Okay, Genesis versus S2K. This one, a thick boy. A pretty thick boy. Ooh, that fitment though. God. Why is... I don't know about that one, man. This front bumper is like kind of cool. But the fitment, like, you got to lower that a little bit, man. If you're going to go for that whole show car look with the Nardo gray, the wide body and everything, it either better be on air ride or it better be a little bit lower. Like, it looks good in this image. It looks pretty aggressive, but I feel like you got to drop it maybe another ½ inch to an inch. And it would be perfect. I think I'm going to have to stick with the Genesis again. It's just, that's too much of a big red flag in my book. I don't know, man. I'd get flamed up for that on the streets. People would pull up to me and be like, Drew, how are you driving around that car with that ass fitment? You waste all your money on making your car look cool, but you can't make the fitment good? What are you, stupid? That's what I would hear nonstop all day. And then he also has a cringy sticker too. See, so with this guy, it's a lose-lose situation. Not only are you losing races because you're in an S2K, but your car also is kind of ugly. No, I'm joking. It's a good-looking car. It just needs a better fitment. But we're gonna have to stick with the Genesis. The Genesis won all three, so we're gonna have to go ahead and hit the mystery box and see what car we get next. Let's say we fucking destroyed the front bumper. We have to go hit up Rent-A-Car, and this is our next car. Oh, I'm not even mad. The Genesis would have lost anyways. This is one sick ass. This isn't any of your guys' cars. There's no way. This is way too clean. If this is your guys' cars, you guys need a YouTube channel because this thing is fucking beautiful. All right, well, it was submitted to me. I picked it, but now looking at it, this is way too nice. I thought it just had a fancy wrap on it maybe, but no, this looks like a full-on drift car. Like those are RTR, drift wheels and everything like that. This is RTR spec. It's a great looking car. So anyways, well, this is our new Rent-A-Car, I guess, for a little bit. I guess we don't own it either, so let's go ahead and see what it goes up against. Okay, all right, WRX, we got LOL Evo X on his license plate. But the only mods I can see are mud flaps, and it's not that good looking. Oh, I see he is a man of culture. He's got aftermarket taillights, and that's about it for the rear. I don't know, man. I don't know if you should be laughing at Evos like that if your car is pretty much stock. Lights don't make you any faster. Like, WRXs look pretty cool and all, but I don't know. Compared to an Evo X, I don't know about that one, Chief. Oh, and it's straight piped. Oh, it's going to sound like dog shit, man. All right, yeah, we're keeping the Mustang. I don't know. If it was an actual clean WRX, I think it would have had a chance, but nah, I'd be a fool to trade for this. You know what's stupid? When people have the little bracket for the license plate frame dead center, and then they just don't use it, and they use an offset one. Like, okay, at least remove the factory one then. Come on. Next car, 350Z, carbon fiber hood, gigantic wing, looks like TE37s, front canards. Is it a Nismo too? We'll have to see along the rear, but that looks like a Nismo front bumper. I could be wrong. All black and carbon is just sexy. It's just a sexy look. This photo's a little bit too dark, but if those are real TEs, oh, that Mustang, it's got a serious competitor right here. APR wing, cut bumper. Don't think it's an actual Nismo, but I mean, fuck, man, this is a really close call. I'm not a huge fan of the wing. Everything else, I'm kind of, wet over, but the wing is an instant turnoff. It's like when you're, doing the funs with the ladies and they pull out a dick bigger than yours. It's an instant turnoff. That wing is bigger than mine. Instant turnoff. I like the rear bash bar bumper cage thing. That thing is sick as hell. I don't know why I'm wiggling the mouth so much, but it's a good looking car. Can it beat the Mustang though? You know what? I feel like just because the Mustang I know isn't your guys's, like, let's be real here. This is too nice for all of us combined. Since this isn't ours or your guys's, I think I'm going to have to go ahead and pick the 350Z. It's only fair. I wouldn't let this thing beat the Mustang because it has no chance. So we're going to have to pick the 350Z. It's a good contender. It's a good solid substitute for sure. Looks like a full-fledged track car. And I wouldn't doubt it either. I mean, that's some serious shit. He didn't fucking cheap out on anything, it looks like. And it all looks legit. So, honestly, I think this is a solid winner right here. 350Z versus what, though? 350Z, your life was short-lived. You sure you don't have a boxer motor? R34 GTR, wide body as well. Now, the fucking anime wrap on the side, I'm not feeling that. But the 2JZ underneath the hood, I am kind of feeling that. Now, this photo's got me a little sus right now. It's a little bit too pixelated. I don't know if it's one of your guys' actual cars. I am going to keep that in mind when I am picking. Also, this little thing right here has kind of got me a little bit fishy right here. I'm starting to think that maybe it's not. I didn't see this little icon when I was pulling it, but that means that there's a tagged person, which means it's probably a screenshot from Instagram. But this looks like a legit photo right here. I need that. I need to build this for my Supra. That's going to be my mission probably like in the next couple days is to build a fucking heat shield for that because that stuff boils. I like how he has an RB20 sticker right here. That is hilarious. All right, so realistically, this thing would beat the fucking 350Z. Like, everyone would agree that. Even though this thing has a stupid little, like, decal on the side. I mean, come on, let's be real here. This thing is fucking badass. That being said, if it's legit, like, I don't know. I have my doubts, but then I don't. If it is legit, we're going to have to take this. But then again, I don't think anything else is going to beat this for the rest of the episode, so I'm going to pass. Just to make the game more fair, I am going to pass on this. This car, obviously, I would take in real life. But for the sake of this game and this episode and the content, I'm going to pass on you. I'm sorry. I think you're too good to be true. I don't think you're one of the subscribers. If you are, congrats. You have a really sick car. A lot of people are probably mad that you put a 2JZ in it. But, hey, man, cheaper, reliable, why not? 350Z versus WRX wide body. I think this is a fair fight. I don't know if I would call it wide body. Those are just little flares. But if these are considered wide body flares, then my Mustang's wide body. Am I right? Wide body Dodge Hellcat. They just have little flares on them. It's all the same shit, I guess. Anyways, this one, we got that like oil slick wrap or paint job or whatever you want to call it. It's a nice color. Fits great on imports. Looks like dog shit on domestics. I don't think I've ever seen a good like color changing wrap on a domestic, besides maybe the one I had on my Mustang. But besides that, they all just, I don't know, they don't look good. I feel like color changing is more of an import thing. It's very touchy when you're selecting a color for a domestic. But this one is really nice. This is a really nice wrap. I love the wheel setup. Not a huge fan of the tire lettering, but since your whole job and your whole build is kind of out there, it does go with it. The bronze wheels with kind of the bronze paint job, it's a little bit too much bronze for my own taste. But at certain angles, I guess it does pop. It does look pretty good. Now, the question is, though, 350Z or this WRX STI? I've never had to think so much when making one of these episodes. Like, these are actual, like, close calls right here. Like, this is a sick-looking WRX. But I don't like the flares. I think they look too cheap for me. Those flares look super cheap. Like, they look like universal flares. I'm not feeling the flares. I like the diffuser. I like the wing. I like the exhaust. I like everything else. But the flares are just too cheap for my own taste. They just look like, you know, an afterthought. I don't like how they just are flares. They don't go with the rest of the body. I don't know. I'm going to have to stick with the 350Z. I love everything else about the car. It's a great looking car, but the flares, man, the flares are just a little bit too cheap for my own taste. I like the 350Z. 350Z, I mean, it looks great. Everything about it looks complete. Nothing really looks super cheap on it. You got aero catch hood latches. You got a carbon fiber hood. You got some nice looking canards that don't look cheap. Front splitter. Side skirts, APR wing, maybe some real TE37s. I still haven't really got a good shot of them. Yeah, I'm going to have to stick with the 350Z. 350Z is beating out 2 cars. If it doesn't beat out this next car, then we are hitting the mystery box one more. I feel like we're about to hit the mystery box. Subaru STI. Why do you have that on your tire lettering? What the This ain't no Subaru STI, kid. This is a Subaru BRZ. Is it an actual TS? Is that the TS wing? That is... If this is an actual TS and that's the TS wing, that is disgusting. Like, look at this kid in the background. Looks like he's about like 15 and he isn't even looking at your car. That's how you know your shit is like nasty. If a 15-year-old isn't even breaking his neck, the easiest thing to make break their necks, then this thing isn't really that all eye-catching. The wheel setup is pretty cool. Just the tire lettering is nasty. I feel like obviously it probably came off of an STI, but yeah, I don't know. That 350Z, I mean, it's not really even a hard choice on this one, though. I think we're going to have to keep it. You even have like WRX style like headlights almost. So yeah, we're going to have to keep the 350Z. We're hitting their mystery box. What are we going to go ahead and get now? Let's say the neighbors complain. They were tired of the marching band living next door with the trumpet exhaust, so we had to get something new. Let's see what we're getting. Another Genesis? Are you fucking kidding me? This is what happens when you put stuff in a random order. Random shit happens. We're on another Genesis. This one not as nice as the first one. We got a downgrade here. We got camber. We got good fitment, I guess, for the most part. It's a basic Genesis build. Still to this day, I've never seen a fast Genesis. Someone prove me wrong, please. Let's see what the Genesis is going head-to-head with. Honda Civic. Finally. I think the first of the episode. I don't think we've had a Honda yet. If we have, then it was just super forgettable. I'm actually really liking this color and the whole, like, oh, wow. That is really tucked. Either that is tucked or that's a fucking edit. Okay, no, it must have been an edit because look how far off the floor it is right here. And then look how far it is off the floor right here. It's the same height. So it's a cool edit, but yeah, it ain't actually that tucked. If it was that tucked, it'd be on the fucking floor. I love the colors, though. Like the really dark, almost murdered out look of the whole car. Like the whole car isn't black, but it's like this dark brown ruby red kind of with the black panels contrasting and the bronze wheels. It's a good looking car. I'm not even a huge Honda guy, as in I'm not at all. Because I like going fast. And this thing is a pretty clean looking car. Dare I say, better than the Genesis. Nay, it is better than the Genesis. The only thing I don't like is the kind of ducktail, but it goes with it, I guess. It's better than the fucking Type R wing. That thing is a monstrosity of an eyesore. Solid win, Honda. You beat out this thing. Let's see what you go against next. Well, Honda, I think your reign has come to an end. We have, I believe, an M3. It doesn't look like an M3. A 335i, maybe? Or just a really clean-looking 328i. It's got to be a 335i. He's got the dual exhaust. I believe the M3 is quad, and it also has, like, the little fender decal thing. Anyways, Grabber Blue 335i. I think this is probably exactly how I would build mine if I did. I love the color Grabber Blue. Probably one of my favorite colors of all time on any car ever. The wheels aren't my own cup of tea, but they go with it. BMWs usually have pretty big wheels. It's more luxurious. Carbon fiber ducktail, carbon fiber diffuser, burnt titanium tip exhaust. I like it. You're getting a thumbs up from me. Honda, sorry, man. Trading you in. I'd be a fool not to. But is the 335i going to take out the Infinity? Is it, though? Ooh, those are some ugly-ass wheel setups. Wow, that is... It's the offer up special, man. That's some shit you would see on a G37. This ain't no G37. Yeah, those are really ugly. They look better in this photo, but the wheels are just an eyesore. The brake calipers are, like, okay, I guess, you know, even though they're yellow, but... Those wheels, man, those are... I'm not a fan of them. Not a fan of them. Besides that, it's a pretty good-looking car. I just don't think I can get past the wheels. The fitment isn't even that good either. Like, you got a fucking solid half-inch right here. Get a 5mm spacer, get an 8mm spacer, something. It'll look a hell of a lot better. Yeah, we're keeping the BMW. We can't trade for this. If it had better wheels, I think I would, but these just scream offer up. BMW versus track Miata? Question mark? This thing looks like it's ready to go set some fucking really slow lap times. Like, everyone tries to set the fastest lap time, but Miatas are always out there setting the slowest. Which Miata is slowest, though? The NA, the NB, the NC, or the ND? Let me know down in the comments. I think the Miata would have had a fair fight if it was going up against something not as cool as the BMW 335i. If it was going up against the Genesis or the Honda Civic, I think it would have beat it, but I don't think you had a chance here, Miata. I'm not even going to waste too much time on you. It's a sick build, but 335i, I'm going to have to stick with the 335i. All right, next car. What the fuck is this? Why is this so dark? The 6 Series BMW, gold wheels, giant wing, wide body, and the ugliest fucking hood ever. Why would you only wrap the hood in the psychedelic wrap? You got to wrap like the whole car. If the whole car was psychedelic, that'd be kind of cool. Or if the whole car was white, but both? I don't know about that one, Chief. It's kind of cool, but nah. I think if the hood was black, the roof was black, then it would look kind of cool. But psychedelic, I ain't feeling it. The rest of the car is kind of cool, like I said, but that's a little too weird for me. It's a little bit too rice. Drew, how is a wrap rice? It's okay. It's a little bit of poor taste for my own tasting. You know when you're like eating something and then it gets like sour or something, you're like, ugh, and you spit it out. That's what this is. You're gone. And that's the last car. We ended on the BMW 335i. I think it was a fair game. The first winner was this Genesis, very clean. It didn't have the toughest competition, but it held its own. Then the next true winner was the 350Z, took out some solid contenders, probably one of the better cars of the episode. Then we had the Honda Civic and the BMW tying for the next spot. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Which one was the best? Obviously, if the R34 was confirmed to be one of your guys's, then that one would have probably won. Same with that one Mustang. Very clean cars, but just seemed a little bit too out there. No offense to anyone, but they're just really nice. Anyways, subscribe to see more videos like this one, and until next video, peace.